Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. My name is Host Naim, and I've spent my career working at the intersection of AI and the hotel industry. It's a real honor to be speaking with you today, especially all the students joining from the Europe Hotel School. You're stepping into our incredible industry at such an exciting moment, and I can't wait to share a few ideas with you.
Seriously, it's fantastic to be talking to the next generation of hospitality leaders. Your ideas, your energy, that's the future. Today we're going to get into something that's at the very heart of that future: how we welcome, manage, and care for our own teams.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by thinking about impressions, but maybe not the ones you'd expect. Then we'll introduce a new philosophy called orchestration. After that, we'll see how this works for bringing people on board and for saying goodbye. And finally, we'll tie it all together to show how this turns simple administration into a real strategic advantage.
You know, in our world, we are obsessed with the guest's first impression, right? Every detail has to be perfect. But what if we applied that same level of obsession to our employees' first impression? What if their journey mattered just as much? Let's start there. Think about it this way. A guest's first impression sets the tone for their stay, maybe for a weekend. But an employee's first impression, that can set the tone for their entire career with you. The stakes are just so much higher, influencing everything from their motivation to whether they see a long-term future with your brand.
And when we get this wrong, the fallout is very real. You know, a chaotic, disorganized onboarding can cause a brilliant new hire to walk away in just a few months. That kind of experience doesn't just stay in-house. It damages your reputation as a great place to work, making it harder and harder to attract top talent.
Okay, so how do we make sure we get this right? Well, the answer lies in a new way of thinking, a strategy I know you're already exploring at the Europe Hotel School. We call it journey orchestration.
So what on earth is journey orchestration? Well, it's about using smart technology, like AI, to carefully design and guide an employee's experience. And this is key. It's not about replacing people. It's actually the opposite. It's about automating the boring stuff so that your managers and your teams can focus on what really matters: human connection.
This is a really fundamental shift in thinking. For so long, HR has been about logistics, about paperwork, checklists, and processes. The new way, the orchestrated way, is all about the human experience. It's about personalization. It's the difference between feeling like you're being processed and feeling like you're truly being welcomed.
All right, so let's make this real. How do we take that famous hospitality spirit that we show our guests and turn it inward toward our own people? It all begins with orchestrating that welcome.
Here's how it works in practice. First, HR designs the perfect onboarding journey, a workflow. Then, the AI acts like a stage manager. Based on the new hire's start date, it starts triggering actions and sending out little reminders, which we call nudges. These prompts make sure all the important human touchpoints happen right on schedule, so that on day one, that new person feels completely prepared and genuinely welcomed.
So, what are these nudges? They're simple, smart, and incredibly effective. It might be a little reminder to the hiring manager to record a quick, personal welcome video. Or it could be an automatic prompt to the uniform department to get the right size ready. Or maybe it's an alert to a team buddy, reminding them to schedule that all-important first-day lunch. It's these small, orchestrated details that make a massive difference.
Now, creating a fantastic start is absolutely critical, but the final impression, the end of that journey, is just as important. A professional, respectful, and graceful exit isn't just a nice-to-have, it's the sign of a world-class employer.
This quote really says it all. How you handle a person's departure leaves a lasting impression. When you do it well, you protect your brand, you maintain the morale of the team who stays, and you might even turn a former employee into a future customer or a champion for your hotel.
And this is where orchestration brings calm and control to what can be a chaotic process. The system ensures everything is handled securely and with dignity. All digital access is revoked the moment it should be. The exit interview gets scheduled without fail. The return of company property is tracked. Nothing ever falls through the cracks. It's clean, professional, and respectful for everyone.
So let's pull all of this together. When you start to orchestrate the employee journey, from the very first hello to the final goodbye, you're doing so much more than just managing tasks. You are actually turning your HR function into a strategic asset.
And here's the most powerful part. When you orchestrate the journey, you can measure it. Imagine seeing a 95% satisfaction score for your onboarding process. That's not just a vanity metric. That's a powerful piece of data that tells you your people feel valued from the start. It's a leading indicator of better retention, and it shows you exactly what's working so you can do more of it.
So this is the real strategic advantage. You're no longer just pushing paper. You're actively building loyalty. You built a powerful reputation as a modern, organized employer who has their act together. And maybe most importantly, you create a feedback loop that lets you constantly refine and improve that employee experience based on actual data.
So I'll leave you with this thought. As you prepare to step into leadership roles, you have these incredible new tools at your disposal. You have the ability to create truly amazing experiences, not just for your guests, but for your teams too. The only question is, how will you choose to orchestrate that human journey? Thank you so much for your time.